You bought your first home. It appreciated strongly. Like in the last 5 years, it's easy to know that your home has gone up almost double. You're in the money. What are your choices? Let's discuss that today. So, I talked to a lot of my clients that I helped buy like 5 or 6 years back, and they went through the COVID, they went through our post-COVID, and now through the high interest rate, and they're sitting on a stack of equity. And this equity doesn't just happen because they bought a home. They bought a home at the same time their stock has done very well in the company that they worked in, and that is the other reason. So with all the equity sitting, how do you take your next steps? A lot of clients ask me these questions, and I'm going to try to answer this. And I have used these practices for myself and my clients that trust me. So the first and foremost thing is I ask my clients to go securitize, like at least the mortgage that they have and the fundamental expenses that they have. Even in my case, I went and got, initially when I had a $500,000 condo, I got a term life insurance, and when I got my single family home, I got a lifetime insurance. That's securitizing. The second way to securitize, and all of these things are given in my book, Thriving Through Ownership. The second thing that I did is went and did a trust of my own. So that also helps a lot because it helps you with avoiding probate in the most simplest form, ensuring that the property passes to your heirs without pain. And the third thing is it's a estate planning tool. So those are the two very important things, and I call that as securitizing in my book, and that is what I ask people to do. Now once you're done with these fundamental steps like buying your home, got an equity and securitized yourself, then the next question you ask is, what do I do with all the equity? So having equity in the house does not mean you can access it for cash. That's a very important thing. The second thing, if you sell this property, you are creating a taxable event. If you sell stock, you are creating a taxable event. So you need to always keep your eyes and ears focused on what are we trying to do when we are doing all these moves. Are we making a taxable move or a non-taxable move? So that's another extremely important aspect when we are doing this. So that's the second thing. So with these two things in mind, how do you go about it? When you're thinking taxes, you have to think capital gains. If your property has appreciated by more than $500,000, then you're going to stare at capital gains tax. There are ways. You can talk to your tax consultant, you can talk to us, and we can put you together with a tax consultant, or we can bring strategies to the table that some of my past clients have worked with me on mitigating their tax situation or nightmare. So that's that. So, but then what are your options when it comes to real estate? When it comes to real estate, the first thing I ask my clients is, are you living it fully in the home that you're currently living? Or you want to live in a compromise for your lifetime? So if you're not living fully, the first question you should ask yourself is whether you need to upgrade. What kind of an upgrade are you looking at? Whether you want to upgrade in place or whether you will be upgrading to another place. What kind of amenities you need? What are your preferences? What are your choices? All of those. That's that. Sometimes people say, oh, what I'm living in is adequate. I don't need to change because my kids go to the school that they always wanted to, and that's the perfect place. All I want to do is take this money and invest in real estate because I see that real estate has done or performed very, very well, and I want to build some more in that direction. Or sometimes they say, oh, my asset allocation is such that I have immense amount of money in stocks or liquid cash, and then I want to deploy some of it into real estate. So then they come to that conclusion, and then they want to go for an investment property. So in case of investment properties, we guide them with all their options: single family homes, condominiums, things that they can do for their kids when and if their kids move or start their career and they can start. Or I always recommend them to look at options where they themselves would go and do an upgrade, or when they are ready to retire, they want to live big or small depending on how their mental attitude about it is, and you prepare to buy that place at today's prices rather than paying those prices tomorrow when they have appreciated. So that's that. The last thing that I want to bring up with you is to keep in mind how your growth is going to look at the end of your retirement, or when you're going to start taking the cash out, or when you're going to stop working. So you need to evaluate those phases, and you will not believe, when I work with my clients and when I'm casting their scenarios, I see that they are going to have wealth that's not going to burn. But we all live very conservatively, thinking that cash is dear to our heart, and how are we going to survive? Far from truth. I'm asking you and appealing you to go and do a very factual analysis. If you don't have the tools, reach out to me. I'll guide you to those tools, or I'll guide you to the professionals that will help you do your life plan. And you will know, and you should know, your tax situation when everything is done. So there is a lot to ponder, lot to think. And if you cannot do it solo, feel free to reach out. Happy to help you with it. I hope this was interesting and helpful, made you think on how you should be going. Thanks for watching. Talk to you on my next one. Bye.